Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie, and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And today I want to do a reading on Donald Trump again, I know. But I don't know if you guys have seen or not, but Russian state media, which is controlled by Putin, aired an interesting segment as a congratulations to Donald Trump for winning the presidency. They showed Melania Trump's nude photos on state TV, which is a really interesting move. And then there was an article that came out yesterday, in which I believe it was a Russian aide made a comment in the media that Trump received help in the election, and now he must repay that help. So I want to know, what's going on between Trump and Putin? Is this a relationship that's going to benefit the U.S., or is this a relationship that's going to hurt the U.S.? Does Putin have something on Trump? It certainly seems like it with those photos of Melania. That was really disrespectful. So let's just take a look and see what the energy is between the relationship between Putin and Donald Trump. Okay. As always, these readings are always for entertainment purposes only. Okay. This is just tarot, strictly my opinions, no facts or anything like that. All of this is alleged, so, it's just tarot, my interpretations of the cards, and then my downloads that come as I'm reading them. Okay, so with that being said, okay. So let's dive right into this. So we're starting off right away with this Queen of Swords reversed energy. This is kind of like the card for the epitome of bad behavior. Bad behavior. Words that are said that will come back to hurt you. So their relationship is built on, there's bad behavior. And I don't think that there's a happiness between them. I don't think there's a cause for celebration. I do feel like, again, this is all alleged, strictly, my opinion, all of that. I do feel like they helped Trump somehow get into the White House. We know that they paid off the right-wing bloggers or vloggers, whatever. So part of me feels like, even though Trump got what he wanted, he's not celebrating when it comes to, I think, what he owes Putin. The Two of Pentacles, this is a decision that has to be made. This is looking at options, possibilities. So Trump could have done this with or without Putin. And I think that he had to weigh his choices and see which way he wanted to go. And he chose, I believe, allegedly, to go with Putin, to choose to use his help. The Page of Swords, this is all about gossip, talking about people, having, stuff on people, the tea. So there's information that Putin has on Trump that is going to come out. It is going to come out. Whatever happened between them, whatever arrangement they have or had or whatever, it is going to be revealed, because they're talkers, right? They're talkers. And I think they're both going to continue to release information on each other. It's interesting. Okay, so let's keep going. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is working really hard. So what Trump is really wanting is obviously to have a relationship with Putin where they can work together. And he's working really, really hard at that. He's trying to, in his way, right? Because I don't think he actually knows how to work hard at anything, but like in his way, I think he thinks he's doing everything he can to make sure that he's building a good relationship with Putin, doing, exactly what Putin wants. But what he does not see coming is the devil. Okay. This is being manipulated. Trump is being completely manipulated by Putin, and he does not see it. But Putin owns him. And I think he has stuff on him that's bad. That's really bad. Like, I feel like he's like, I possess you. You can think you have control, or you can, say whatever, but that at the end of the day, I control you. The energy that they're trying to put out is that everything is great and everything is fine and everyone is successful and everyone is abundant. And by Trump coming into office, everyone's going to have all of this abundance and it's just going to be great and everything's going to kind of come full circle and families are going to feel complete and wonderful. Now we'll see, right? That's the energy they're putting out. And then we have this Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is very, very self-assured energy. So I think that Trump has surrounded himself with people that are like, oh yeah, you're fine, everything's fine. Like, oh, you're so good. Like, Putin's just never going to like turn on you and everything is great. And, like this is just going to work out and everything is going to be fantastic. And there's nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see here. And I think that there's a lot of people who see how destructive a relationship, a bromance between Putin and Trump is. And there's a lot of fear of people that are watching this and can see the writing on the wall. And it's scary, and a lot of us are wondering like what's going to happen, what's really going to happen. Because I think a lot of people are afraid of what this could lead to. The two of them together, because if you look at Putin has an oligarch system, right? And Trump is in the process of essentially building one. It's him, it's J.D. Vance, who's like a millionaire, Vivek Ramaswamy, who's like a billionaire, Elon Musk, billionaire, Jeff Bezos refused to endorse a presidential candidate, billionaire. So I think that there's a lot of Americans that are afraid that these people are going to continue to take our resources, continue to amass wealth, and leave the rest of us with nothing. And then finally, we have this Two of Wands reversed. This is about rushing, being hasty. So there's going to be decisions made that are rushed and not well thought out. Not well thought out at all. Okay, so now that we've looked at the general overarching, energy, I just want to kind of start flipping cards and see what we can get. So that was on the bottom, you guys. Like I literally just you watch me pull it out. Okay, so with that being said, I just want to start flipping cards and just, seeing what we can get. What messages do we have? What messages does the universe want us to know? What should we be preparing for? Should we be preparing for something? Should we be happy and ecstatic? Trump's in office. He's going to take care of us. Is there going to be some joy, some good stuff for us to look forward to? What are we going to get here? What are we going to get here? As far as energy between the relationship with Trump and Putin. Okay, you guys, I am going to kind of segue here for a second, but trust me, this applies. Okay, so there was someone who predicted, and I don't remember the details of it. I'll see if I can find the video that I watched, and I'll link it in the description box down below. So if you want to go watch this video, you can go watch it for yourself. But there was a guy on there who's talking about someone else, and he was talking about a vision that someone had, a prediction. And this was given a while ago, like early 2000s, I believe. And they were able to see two people having a conversation, and then they knew, okay, from when those people have a conversation, within 39 days, there will be some kind of an event in the sky, whether that is a UFO event, a war event. Probably UFO is where he was really leaning. But no one could figure out who the two people were. And then finally, using remote viewers and things like that. And these are people that work for the CIA. Like I said, I'll link the video. But they figured out the two people having the conversation was Donald Trump and Joe Rogan. So 39 days after from Trump being on the Joe Rogan show would be December 3rd, 2024. And it's November 13th, 2024. So we very, very well could have some kind of an event. Another thing, and I will, again, link this down below. Bashar, if you follow Bashar, Daryl Inca, he channels this entity named Bashar. Bashar never makes predictions, or very, very, very rarely. But Bashar stated, when asked about the U.S. election, he stated that the female would bring open contact. The male will bring World War III and the end of the United States. And that was kind of crazy because he never says that. And then he said that he's going to do a follow-up on November 23rd. And I believe it's going to be a live event, and it's going to be called Echoes of Sedona, because the original message was when he was in Sedona. So that's November 23rd. So that's interesting. And open contact with Kamala, that meant with aliens. So there could be something with Trump's relationship with Putin that has to do with some type of UFO intelligence, something, cybercrime. So we know that there have been cyber crimes committed by Russia. Russia commits cyber crimes on behalf of Donald Trump so that he can win elections. We know this. This isn't anything new. It's right here. This isn't. I'm wondering if Russia is going to, if there's going to be an uptick in cyber crimes on U.S. citizens. Curse. You know, when I see curse, I really think about, we're headed into a very, very interesting time right now. We're headed into this time of shifting between the 3D and the 5D. And looking at that energy, right? I feel like a lot of what we're seeing right now are things that have been meant to happen. Okay, these are things that I believe are fated. And they're things that are happening that, you know, we've read about in the book of Revelations. And, you know, like all these people are talking about the end times. You know, different religions have their different stories. But it's all very much, you know, looking like that shift is happening right now. So I do feel like what is happening between Trump and Putin, this is fated. This was supposed to happen. And I heard something the other day, and they were talking about how it's so frightening right now, the times that we're in, and a lot of people are very stressed out. But he was talking about, like, no, you chose to come here during this time for a reason. And with, you know, Trump getting into office, a lot of people are really devastated. But he was saying, no, that's going to push us to evolve faster, awaken quicker. So even though it can seem scary, like, why is Trump in office? This was fated. This was what was meant to happen. This is a story that's been coming along for thousands of years, and we're just now kind of reaching the end of that cycle. So I think for some people it might feel like a curse, but it's not. It's what's fated to happen, okay? Climate change. So we are going to start to see some really big changes happening with the earth, and this could be in direct relationship to the relationship between Putin and Trump. So we could see something with some type of a weapon being used that creates climate change. It could be some type of weather manipulation. This also has a lightning strike. So this could be a strike. This might not be climate change, but this might be a strike. Someone hitting. And I don't see it being America hitting Russia. Bones. I think that the relationship between Trump and Putin is going to lead to perhaps a big loss of life. Some kind of a strike that leads to a loss of life. And yes, political warfare. This whole thing is political warfare, right? And I'll be honest, I don't think Trump's the mastermind. He's not that bright. So I feel like obviously there's larger people, the people with the wealth behind the scenes pulling the strings. So Trump is just being used as I don't know if it's like as a puppet or as a tool or whatever, but they are definitely using him for political warfare. And this goes the other way too. I'm sure Russia is doing the exact same thing. Trump sold his soul to Russia. He has more alliance and allegiance to Putin than he does to the U.S. Death hoax. Interesting. I wonder if something's going to be talked about as, having a big loss of life, but they find out it isn't, like being so like used for propaganda purposes. So like saying, this chemical is attributed for 500,000 deaths, and then they find out, oh no, that wasn't the case. Like something like that. I feel like they're gonna use this idea of like death as this frightening thing, like, oh, all these people died because of this thing, but that is not going to be true. Delays. Okay, so this could be delayed. We could experience delays. I've already told, tinfoil hat time, you guys. I've already told you, who's pulling the strings from the top. This is just confirmation. Absolutely. This is so much bigger than all of us. Looking back on better times, make America great again. But was it that great? Romanticizing the past. I do think we're going to see much more armed conflict. Absolutely. Environmental hazard. Yes, we are. We're going to see much more armed conflict in the world. And it's these titans of the industrial military complex that are just hungry for money, wanting to make more and more money, that are using war to do that at the expense of all of the people on the planet. Yeah, it's an absolute assault on all of the people on the planet. Not just in America, everywhere. But are they going to find evidence? Because if they can find evidence of some of this stuff, this is like high crimes. This is treason. I don't know that they would ever hold Trump responsible for it, but there is evidence of what's going on between him and Putin. If anyone wants to dig into it and find it, there it is again, you guys. I do believe that we are looking at, everything that was talked about in the book of Revelations. I don't think that it's going to be the end of the world. If you read the Bible, it does talk about, 1,000, I think it's like 1,468 years of like paradise on earth. So that's what we're headed towards. And I think that that's what this transition from the 3D to the 5D is. I think I definitely think that transition is is what we're going through. But I do think that we are in the presence of the Antichrist, and it could be an energy, it could be a person, it could be a bunch of people. You know, it could be a combo of Netanyahu, Putin, and Trump. Really. Well, and then don't forget, you've got Xi and who's the other one? Kim Jong-un. So I think that we might have a whole host of those to pick from. Protection. Protection. Remember that you are divinely protected. If you know that you are good, if you cling to your faith, if you live by the golden rule and just try your best and treat others the way that you want to be treated and live in a kind way, you're fine. You're going to be fine. Okay. And know that, because I know this can be kind of a scary topic for some people. It was very scary for me when I first started realizing what we were up against and what we were going into. But now that I know that I'm going to the 5D, it takes a lot of that scariness out of this. So look at what's happening in that way, the church. You guys, this is literally like, this is what has been talked about. And I do believe that the Vatican holds a lot of knowledge, and they are kind of part of this too polar shift. And they have been predicting that we are going to have pole shifts happening. There are some interesting things with solar flares that are causing a lot of electromagnetic energy on the earth, which is causing our magnets within the earth, our poles, to do some very weird things. They are in flux right now. So there very, very well could be a pole shift that happens, you know, soon. Okay. Interesting. That kind of went the way that I expected it to go. Okay, so let's look at some Gypsy Oracle cards, you guys. Let's see what other messages the Great Spirit wants us to know about the relationship between Donald Trump and Putin. Reunion. Yeah. So Putin's happy that Trump's back in office. It's like a good old reunion. It's reunion time. Putin's going to get to do whatever he wants. He is so happy because he knows that Trump is going to bend the knee to him and is going to allow Putin to keep the land that he has taken in Ukraine. Haughtiness. Yeah, there's a lot of peacocking going on here. Both Trump and Putin are peacocks. They both want to be like the strong man, the biggest man in the room, the man with the most power, the most important person. They're much more interested in power and how they look and how they appear than like the substance of who they actually are. Falseness. Yeah, they're fake. They're false. Their friendship is absolutely false. But everything they say is false. They don't speak truth. Thief. Yeah. Thieves. They're both thieves. Trump has defrauded so many different people. I recommend reading the book. Oh my gosh, what's it called? Lucky Loser. That's what it's called. Lucky Loser. It just came out like a month or so ago. And it's all about Trump's business history. And he has swindled so many people out of so much money. So they're both stealing things from each other. They're both thieves. Okay, I want to look at Trump and Putin, their relationship, and the war in Ukraine. What is going to happen to the war in Ukraine now that the two bros are back in power, or will be? What is going to happen with the Ukraine war? What is going to happen with the Ukraine war? Ace of Pentacles. Trying to make a deal. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal, Putin. Yeah, this is going to be, they're going to make a deal. So, we'll keep going. I think I know what's going to happen, but they're going to offer this deal to Ukraine that's going to be a terrible deal. See, and here's why, sorry, I'm going to explain this a little bit so you can like fast forward if you're not into this, but the reason why it's a bad idea to stop supporting Ukraine, okay, even though I know it's really expensive and I know it's a really tough war and I'm not all about it, but the reason it's important to continue the fight is that if we allow Putin to keep those areas of Ukraine, and let's say the war stops. Well, do you all know that, in 2014, I think it was, Putin invaded Crimea, which was part of Ukraine, and they took it over. And to prevent war, Ukraine had to cede that land. So, and then Putin calmed down. Well, here we are 10 years later, and Putin's doing it again. And what he's doing is he's slowly but surely inching, and taking more and more of Ukraine. And if we allow that to happen, what's going to happen is Xi Jinping, or whatever his name is, in China, he's going to see that, and he's going to say, well, if Russia can take Ukraine, I can take Taiwan. And then all hell breaks loose. And that's why it is important to stand up against Putin and say no. Okay, but that's not going to happen now. Ugh, we have the Emperor reversed. This is a coup d'etat. This is not acting with integrity, throwing someone over. So they're going to this is what I thought. So what's going to happen is they've pulled in Elon Musk. And I think that, so Ukraine is dependent on the Starlink system. That's how they communicate in Ukraine. There is all other types of communications have been destroyed. So they are at the mercy of Elon Musk and Starlink. If Elon Musk says, I'm cutting off your Starlink, that's it. They lose the war because they have no communication. I think Elon Musk, we already know that Elon Musk was on a call this last weekend with Trump and Zelensky. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to tell Zelensky, you are going to settle, you're going to let Putin keep the land he's taken, and we're going to end this war, or we're going to disconnect your Starlink. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a proposal. So it's another proposal. It's like, here, we're offering you this. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. We want to give you this thing. It's so fantastic. It's not fantastic. There's the Devil reverse. We keep getting that Devil card. The two together are just terrible, but this is defeat. This is defeat. I don't know if this is, I feel like this is Zelensky's defeat. I hate to say that, and I wish I could say, oh, I think it's, it's not going to work, and it's going to, Trump and Putin are going to be defeated, but unless something dramatically changes, I don't see that. Now, one thing I do want to say is when we are reading tarot, it's the energy as it exists right now in this moment, right now. But people have free will and things can change. So if this doesn't happen, understand that different decisions could have been made and the energy could have shifted and changed from when we're reading it, okay? Five of Cups reversed. This is like hitting your lowest point. It's acceptance. I think that they are going to force Zelensky into his lowest point and just, you have to accept it. You have to take it. Yep. Or everyone in your country is going to die. It's over. It's over. You either submit and surrender and just take our terms, or it's over for you. And then we have this like Page of Wands coming in though. And the Page of Wands, this is like, oh, we have like good news. We're going to help you come in and rebuild. That's what we'll do. We'll help you come in and rebuild Ukraine. Because I'm sure that there will be a lot of money to be made off, government contracts from rebuilding. So I'm sure that Trump will profit off of that. So we also have the Seven of Cups reversed. And it's temptations and choices, but with really extreme emotions. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, this can be like abandoning, walking away from something. So it's going to be like, oh, they're going to promise Zelensky, okay, if you do this, we're going to do all this stuff. We're going to give you this great offer. We're going to take care of you. We're going to, we're going to give you this good news. It's going to look like this, but they're going to get in there and it's going to be such a mess and so confusing. And they're just going to abandon Ukraine. They don't care. This is not about helping. This is about two men who have a desire to rule the world. Speaking of that, I want to know, what do Trump and Putin want? What is it that they are trying to achieve? Let's do, so we'll do cards for Trump over here, and we'll do cards for Putin. I want to know what Trump wants to achieve, or what he wants to achieve, like what's motivating him. What is it that he wants to accomplish during this presidency? And then I want to know the same thing about Putin. What is his motivation and his leadership? Okay. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to give these a good shuffle. Okay. 3 for Trump, 3 for Putin. What is it that they want to accomplish as leaders? Trump first. Page of Pentacles, Devil reversed, Strength reversed. Putin, the World reversed. The 3 of Wands reversed. And there's that Knight of Cups again. So he's the one that's like, oh, here's the offer, Zelensky. He's the one who's bringing that. Okay. So we're going to start off with Trump here. Page of Pentacles is being given an opportunity to manage, being given an opportunity to lead, okay? So he's been given the opportunity to lead. But what he's going to do is he's going to get in there and he is going to manipulate. He's going to lose. He's going to quit. He's going to give up, and he is not going to be strong. He's going to be weak. Or he's going to try to use so much strength and force that he breaks it. But this is not looking good for him. He was given a choice, and there's nothing good that he wants to provide. We see that the question was, what do they want to accomplish? What do they want to do? And we got manipulation and abandonment and weakness. Well, there's nothing there. There's nothing he wants to do. Then we look at Putin. What does he want? Putin, like Musk, wants to conquer the world. He wants to take it over. He wants to regain the glory of the USSR. We see that in that World card reversed. Then we have the 3 of Wands reversed. And this is negligence. This is careless mistakes. This is setbacks. So he is not a very rational, well thought out, organized thought individual either, okay? But he's not focused on his people. He's focused on making these careless mistakes. And then there's this Knight of Cups. And this is like that, like, it's that offering again. It's that like, look at me. I'm going to offer you these great things. I'm such a great guy. I'm taking care of you. I'm doing all these things for you. Look at all the things I'm doing for you. They're like here it is, but it's empty. There's like nothing in that cup. You know, there's nothing in that cup. Okay. So I want to know, how does this end for Trump and how does this end for Putin? And this will be our last question, guys. Okay. So how does this story end for Trump? Judgment. And how does this story end for Putin? Let's see here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 3 cards for Trump, 3 cards for Putin. How does the story end for Trump? How does this story end for Putin? What would you like us to know, Spirit? What information would you like us to have? How will this end for Trump? How will this end for Putin? Okay, we're going to start off with Trump. Knight of Pentacles. Really, really slow moving. This is, it's almost like not even moving at all. So he's just, it's something slow. Is something going to slow him down? Something might slow him down dramatically. This can also come from financial mismanagement, or it can be financial mismanagement that takes someone out. Maybe financial mismanagement, putting stress or strain on him. The interesting thing, though, is we have this Sun card. And this is the attainment of glory. And then we have that King of Wands. The King of Wands is an authoritarian figure. So does this end with Trump attaining the glory that he's always sought and becoming a dictator? Becoming that dictator that he's wanted to be? Interesting. Then we have the Putin cards, and this is really interesting. So we have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is, it's that talking, it's that gossiping, it's that loose lips sink ships. And look at this, boom. I think Putin's going to get taken out. It's going to be an end to the fundamental way that he wants things done. I think the Russian people are tired of it, and they want something different. They're tired of the institutions. They're tired of the way that things have been done for, forever, and they want to see a change. They want something different. They are going to uprise, and Putin is going to be taken out. I don't know when, but he will be. Putin will be assassinated. Okay, I'm going to stop there, you guys. But I'm very much going to, so we got dictator and assassination. So that's not great. But anyway, if you guys like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have questions that you'd like answered, leave it in the comment section. I love that. It helps me out so much. Also, if you have different interpretations of the cards, leave your comments. I love to hear, what you guys think about the cards that we get. And finally, if you have not yet subscribed, you can click that little circle on the screen to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.